Goeiemôre, baie welkom aan al die lede van die media hier teenwoordig en ook almal wat die regstreekse uitsending volg. Welcome to all members of the media that are present and also those that are following the live broadcast. Ook soos altyd 'n baie spesiale woord van waardering en welkom aan die lede van AfriForum en Saai, want alles wat ons doen word natuurlik deur ons lede moontlik gemaak. The rest of the media conference will mostly be conducted in English. It is my privilege to welcome 4 farmers to AfriForum today. Mr. Gabu from Limpopo, Mr. Vuyani Zigana from KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Johannes Besaidenhout from the Western Cape, and then Dr. Theo de Jager, board chairperson of Saai and also a farmer from Limpopo. Now, AfriForum and Saai are involved with agricultural development projects in collaboration with traditional leaders in the deep rural areas. And that is why we understand how challenging it is to support communities and individuals that have little or no experience in commercial agriculture and have limited access to financial resources to farm successfully. Now, the state's failure to provide farmers that are currently successfully farming on state land surety about the land they are utilizing is a threat to both wealth creation and food security. And it creates suspicion about the state's commitment to ensuring the success of emerging farmers. It is very clear that the state does not have the ability to manage the land it currently owns. Therefore, to even speak about the expansion of state property through, for example, expropriation, is simply irrational. It is a privilege for AfriForum and Saai to today provide a platform to some farmers to tell their stories about the struggle to get surety of land. Their stories, unfortunately, are only a few examples of a problem that is widespread. And without any further use of time, I now ask Mr. Gabu to share his story with us.
Thank you. My name is M.W. Gabu. I'm from Limpopo, under the district Mopani at Zanin. My farm is called Litsi Estates. It's 888 hectares. It is very much unfortunate. It's a very good farm, having enough water, and but it is difficult to farm because I'm a buffer. In Afrikaans, noem dit buffer. The problem being a buffer, it's police, magistrate, prosecutor are denying the fact that I am a lessee on that farm from government. I do get the 30-year lease, which does not work in this way. If you got the 30-year lease, the magistrate say it's not your farm. If somebody's still there, then you can't take him to the police. If you take him to the police, they say, prove it that this is your farm. Then you can't prove it. I'm also having an invasion. The magistrate say, I cannot complain because it's not my farm. Police can't do any. When I call the land affairs to come and solve the matter, they only speak per mouth to the people, those who are in, and say, you can't build here, it's not your place, go out. Those people themselves sleep where they sleep, they don't sleep there. but they don't take off those things which they've done there, such as fence or erection of something. But at the same time, if I say, can't you do something legal? They don't go to the magistrate, that is the government officials. They say, no, we spoke to them, they can't do any. It's now 8 years. One has put a structure there. Some people have pushed a big space that they're going to start building there. Government doesn't help me with any. Going to the police, they say, no, it's not your farm, it's the government's farm. Prosecutors say, no, I can't take this case forward. Case number is there, after they were forced to do so. How do you go forward? And secondly, they ban the place. Daily buses. What time do you work? If you catch a thief, you got about 25 thieves per season, then you got 6 years going to court. You just go, they postpone the case. They say they can't hold one accountable or put him in prison for food if you have stole some food which is fruits of your place. And also they say you don't have a title deed. It's not yours. So I need help. I'm having 38 years experience farming. And I'll also say communication with land affairs. Sorry, I think I'm finished.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Kabo. I think what is just important to realize is that there are people that are not realizing what the impact of their deeds are on people. I will now give Mr. Zigana the opportunity to share his story with us.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Vuyani Zigana. I've been farming since 2005. In 2005 to 2012, I was on renting a private farm. From 2012 to 2019, I was given a state land as a caretaker. In 2019, before 2019 December, the farm was advertised and it was allocated to somebody else. But being there for a long time, I thought I was going to get a first preference, but unfortunately it never happened like that. Then on the 2019 December, I was evicted on the farm. My animals were put in the what do you call it? But they were pounded. My animals were pounded in 2019. That is was from around the 16th of December up to the 20th of February 2020. I lost everything on that farm, almost everything. But I got help from Saai and AfriForum. They said they will take the matter to court, but fortunately they managed to sort it before they went to court with the minister. Minister on October allocated a farm to me, but she told the then DG, Mr. Shaban, said to me, I must phone the chief director from KZN. He will give me all the necessary documents. Unfortunately, that never happened. Then, or in November, they sent somebody to come and do the livestock, stock taking in the livestock. That person came in November. The first week of December, or I asked her, how long is it going to take for me to get into that farm? She said, no, less than 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, that farm was given to Mr. Mtumtum, who has got a lease agreement, a 30-year lease agreement. The name of the farm that was allocated to me was Melvin Park, and portion of Pashepa, that is Melvin Park 1. Then Mr. Mtumtum has got a 30-year lease agreement on the Melvin Park 2. Then around the Easter, in 2020, Easter weekend, I went to the farm. Then I found Mr. Mtum there, and he locked all the gates. I managed to force myself in. When I got in there, I was just painting the house. I wanted to move in on that house. We had a quarrel with him. He went to the police to go and report me. Just 3 days later, the chief director phoned me and said to me, no, there's no need for you to fight. Move to the next farm. Okay, I agreed to move that farm, but the following day I said to myself, no, I can't move to the farm that I don't have documents to go to. So I decided to stay on the Pashepa farm in Melvin Park 1. Up to now, I'm still there. But with the experience that I've got, I'm battling a lot because now we are sharing a farm. There's 2 more guys that are on the farm, the Mtumtum and somebody else that I don't even know. So it's hard for me to do the farming on that farm because now there isn't enough space. I don't even have 2 fields to plant maize, but Mtumtum is enjoying everything. But anyway, I think it's because he's got relatives and friends with the department in KZN. It is very difficult as it is now. I don't know what to do because he also reported me to the police that I'm trespassing on the farm. I've stolen the feeds. There's so many things that's going on there. I don't think I'm safe anymore, but there is no other way to make a living other than what I know, because that's the only thing I know, farming. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zigona. Mr. Besaidenhout, will you please share your story with us?
My naam is Johannes Besaidenhout en ek is van die Weskaap, Sentraal Karoo, Distrik Beaufort Wes. En ek is op die Nuwe Veldberge, die area waar ek bly, sy naam is Plateau. En die besigheidsnaam is Nuwe Farming. So ek het van 2009 af 'n 3 jaar kontrak gekry en toe later 'n 5 jaar kontrak. En toe stuur die departement briewe wat sê julle kontrakte is verval, julle moet binne 'n maand die plase laat. Ek skryf toe 'n brief terug aan die departement. My diere is nou te veel, hulle sal nie op die meent pas nie. En hulle skryf 'n brief terug wat sê ons erken jou skrewe aan ons en gaan aan totdat ons anders besluit. En net 'n jaar daarna toe adverteer die departement vir Plateau en hulle nooi al die opkomende boere in die Sentraal Karoo na die vergadering en sê dat hulle moet die koerant, die burgerdobbel en die dorpskoerant, want die plase gaan geadverteer word en as 'n eenheid is so 5 plasies aan mekaar, maar 70% van het is berge en is moeilik om te boer in die berge. En niemand van die opkomende boere in die Sentraal Karoo het opgedaag by die Suidwisse. Daar was manne van Oudtshoorn en Duiselsdorp wat gekom het en ons is toe uiteindelik 2021 Januarie is ons genooi vir die onderhoude. Toe kom die COVID en in Junie 2021 sê hulle dat 2020 sê hulle ons is die suksesvolle kandidaat. Ons kry 'n approval dokument van Netlek wat sê dat Nuwe Farming gaan die 30 jaar lease kry. 'n maand gewag en navraag gedoen en die beampte van die Beaufort kantoor sê nee, die chief director Bekeni, hy gaan Beaufort toe kom. Hy het gekom, hy hou vergadering met die groepe wat die aansoek gedoen het en hy kom ontmoet ons langs die pad, net 10 minute, vra wie ons is en net gesê hy ondersoek 'n saak want die ander groepe sê hulle het die kans gehad om te boer. Maar hulle het die aansoek gedoen soos die proses wat die departement voorgehou het. En 'n jaar daarna toe kom 'n bekendie in 'n doorweg van nasionale vergadering hou en 'n bekendie sê dat nie veldfarming is nie my besigheid nie, dis 'n wit boer se. Ek boer vir 'n kommersiële boer. En tot vandag toe het 'n bekendie as jy hom bel, dan sê 'n bekendie, nee, you know what? Half of you are in die veld and the other half is outside. So hy bedoel nog steeds die ene helfte is colored en die andere helfte is wit wat daar boer. Is dit die registrasiedokumente van die veldfarming alles vir hom gestuur, gesê kyk, hier is nie 'n blanke man op ons registrasiedokumente, maar ek kom agter ek is nou nie 'n politieke man nie. Die rural development het nou politiek met boerdery gemeng. En dis nou 'n chaos storie en dis hoekom 'n bekendie, hy speel nou hy diskrimineer teenoor my groep. Dis hoekom hy my sommer net langs die pad ontmoet en net sê, vra wie's jy? En hy praat nie baie nie en as ek hom bel, as hy net hoor, nee, dis nie veld, dan sit hy die foon af. Of jy kan hoor, hy die foon is aan, jy hoor hom, hy is besig met sy laptop, maar hy antwoord jou niks wat jy hom vra nie. Ek is baie teleurgesteld en dit vir senior beamptes in rural development, as ek bitter teleurgesteld. Ek het 'n paar briewe geskryf, ek het vir die legal, ou in die Weskaap, sy Vannes Vonk geskryf, hy sê vir my, nee, die minister met hy brief, en moet hy kontrakte afteken, hulle teken die kontrakte af. Ek het met die minister van Landbou in die Weskaap gepraat, ek het 'n verslag vir hom gestuur, oor wat aangaan op die Nieveld, plateauplase. Hy het die hoof van Landbou, in Beaufort West, na my toe gestuur, Freddie Mpona, hy was deel van die onderhoude en die shortlisting. Hy kom en hy sê, nee, maar jy moet een plaas afstaan, vir die manne wat die aansoek gedoen het, dan kan jy die 30 jaar lease kry. Wat vir my sê, hulle is nou besig om my af te kraak, en hy wil plase weggee vir mense wat nie agtergrond het om te boer. Ek het vir hulle gestuur, ek het die landboukompetisie gewen, ek was die streekswenner in die landboukompetisie in 2020. Ek het die beste wolpryse behaal in 2021 op die wolveiling in PE waar ek die kommersiële boere uitgestof het. Alles vir hulle gestuur. Jy kry nie 'n antwoord eers van hom af wat sê good luck of jy het mooi gevorder. Hoor hy van plateau, bekendie aan sy kwaad. Ek is baie teleurgesteld. Ek het vir die minister ook briewe gestuur. Hulle antwoord net, hulle kom net nie terug nie. Daar het net 'n brief teruggekom van die DGG wat sê plateau probleem is in kompleks. So ek is baie teleurgesteld. Baie dankie.
Baie dankie, meneer Besignet.
En net 'n laaste ding, ek is soos ek sit nog steeds bekommerd, want ek het 6 werksmense. En hulle toekoms is ook in die wiele as gevolg van hierdie proses. So hulle is nie verseker van dat daar gaan môre werk wees.
Dankie, meneer Besignet. Dr. Jager.
Dankie baie. Saai is a network for family farmers. We have been launched in the ethos of the United Nations Decade for Family Farming. So our interest is with the smaller and medium-scale land-based enterprises. And in the context of South African farming, a family farmer is not big or small. He's not well-established or a newcomer. He's not rich or poor. It's not black or white. It's a family making a living from a piece of land. And the farmers we have with us today, as you've seen, they really come from all the corners of our country. It is a very representative sample of the challenges the beneficiaries of land reform is facing today. what Whiskey Kabu has been trying to say to you is that although he's probably one of the most successful black farmers in South Africa today with 38 years of experience, measuring his success by his profitability, until today, he has not been put in a position where he could buy his farm. Hy is eintlik gereduseer tot 'n bywoner op 'n stuk grond wat aan die staat behoort, en omdat dit aan die staat behoort, het hy nie behoorlik beheer oor die plaas nie. So people are invading his farm all the time. His orchards, he's a mango farmer, has been burnt 3 times in the last 3 years, which means that he does not have the harvest. And still, he manages to keep this farm afloat. But he cannot fend off farm invaders, setting up structures on his farm and farming on his farm. Because the police believes that it is the responsibility of the Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development to sort out the mess, and the department does not have that capacity to sort it out. And Whiskey is delivered to that lack of capacity. What Vuyani Zigana, from the border between KZN and the Eastern Cape, is saying to you is that he's really been a very successful dairy farmer, cattle farmer. He was allocated a piece of land, but at the end of a lease agreement, that land has been earmarked and reassigned to a well-connected individual who already has a number of other farms, and he had to move. Now, he's been moved a few times now, and the latest is that he's sitting on a farm which he needs to share with 2 or 3 other farmers. It's a nightmare. How do you build up your livestock? How do you do the selection in terms of your genetics? How do you become a competitive farmer in that circumstances? Because if you strip this issue of everything else, what we really have failed to do in South Africa is to create a class of profitable black farmers on land reform farms. We are very far from doing that. Not because of the failure of the farmers. What is failing us is a system, is a department where the competence is simply not there to give the necessary support. We are moving towards expropriation without compensation. There's this blind drive towards that because of the narrative that the willing seller principle has failed. It's not the willing seller principle that has failed. It's an incompetent buyer which has failed us. Wat Johannes Besuidenhout vir u sê, as 'n baie bekwame boer, en kyk net na die pryse wat hy gewen het. Hy is nie bekwam omdat ons in Saai sê hy is bekwam nie. Hy is bekwam omdat hy hoë pryse kry vir die kwaliteit van die wol. Hy is 'n merino boer. Dis die tipe van bate wat 'n land soos Suid-Afrika aan watte moet toepak en mooi moet oppas. Maar in plaas daarvan het hy geen sekerheid van verblyf op sy plaas nie. Sy huurkontrak het verstryk en nou kry hy nie die nuwe huurkontrak nie. Daar's vir hom gesê, hy was die suksesvolle kandidaat omdat hy aan al die kriteria voldoen het en die beste presteer het in die aansoek, ook in die onderhoude. Maar hy kry nie die plaas nie. How do you drill a borehole on a farm? How do you put up new fences on a farm if you do not know when you will be chucked out of this farm? And I think there is no better way than just to say it very straight. The system in which we are managing land reform, especially the way we are managing state-owned land in South Africa, is not going to bring us anywhere. It's going to see us even losing the few successful beneficiaries on land reform which we do have today. And even reading the latest report of the department, which was published, I think, only yesterday, it's just more of the same. We need a radical reconstruction of the system. We need a revamping of the procedures by which people are put on farms. But most of all, we need title deeds. We need private ownership for these farmers. If they own their farms, they will also have better access to financing, and they will be able to invest on their own farms. This is what we need. From Saai's side, we have also engaged with the minister, and we've also engaged with the department, and let me tell you, it's a nightmare. It is as if you are speaking into a vacuum. I don't think the political will is there, and even if it was, the capacity is not there to get this thing ironed out. So we are hoping, and we are putting a lot of pressure, and the whole effort of today is to mount more pressure through informing public opinion that what we have today is not sustainable. We need something better, and I think these farmers, the beneficiaries of land reform, deserve better. And the taxpayers who are funding land reform deserve better. Thank you, Bart.
Dankie Theo. Are there perhaps any questions from anybody that is here? Well, this then marks the end of the media conference. Thank you so much for all that attended and everybody that followed us online. Baie dankie vir almal wat die regstreekse uitsending gevolg het en ook die wat hier was. En weer eens groot dank aan AfriForum en Saai se lede. Ons waardeer die ondersteuning opreg. Baie dankie. Aangename middag vir julle almal.